Palma. Oh,
man.
that's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game.
To Del Puentes.
Oh, wow.
Delgado takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloria is open. 3-point.
Oh, my goodness!
Isang jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has tied. Now it's Martin Rosso. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
The Pasay Voyagers host the Muntinlupa Cagers here at the Astrodome in Pasay City. The Voyagers able to pull off a huge victory over the Zamboanga Sikat Families Brand Sardines. They welcome some new faces tonight. The Voyagers acquired Daryl Manligues from Pangasinan after the trade with Cebu. He will be joined by Josh Galliano and Christian Fajarito in the Pasay camp. Muntinlupa naman trying to bounce back from the defeat to Nueva Ecija. Yan po ang laban natin. Muntinlupa against Pasay. City of Tupas kasama si Javi Palanya. Lyra Punsalan will be joining us later on, and Javi, very important game for both teams. Pasay needs to keep up with the leaders in the north. Ito naman Muntinlupa trying to keep up dun sa mga nagbabagang team sa South.
Yeah, both of these teams actually in the middle of the pack sa kanilang mga respective division. Pasay in the north and Muntinlupa in the south. So Muntinlupa with a win today, this could get them out of the tie with the other teams dun sa gitna ng ating team standings in the southern division. While Pasay also wants to move up and wants to make sure that they may have a chance to actually get home court in the playoffs.
No. And we'd like to welcome everyone na nanonood sa Facebook and on YouTube, and we are live on Solar Sports. And let's talk about Muntinlupa here, and one of their main guys this season, Kurt Lohera, who had a really solid game against Nueva Ecija. 16 points para kay Kurt, 12 in the second half. Hindi lang nila kinaya itong Nueva Ecija. Too much firepower for the Rice Vanguards, but you gotta like what you're seeing from Kurt Lohera.
Yeah, well above his average in this game. He's averaging about 10 points per game. He had 16 against Nueva Ecija and tried to spark a fight back in the second half. He had 12 of his 16 in the third and fourth quarters, but just really fell short against the strength of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards, who have yet to lose this season.
And Kurt Lohera, of course, will be counted upon. May mga katulong siya dyan para dito sa Muntinlupa Cagers. And ito naman, sa kabilang panig, this is a different team. The last time yung fans dito sa Astrodome saw Pasay won a game, it was Warren Bonifacio who was the man in the middle. But tonight, they have a new man in the middle, and one of them is Christian Fajarito, brought in a trade with Binyan, together with Jeff Chan. Jeff Chan's not here. Christian Fajarito, though, is here, averaging 6 points per game for Binyan this season. And what can he bring to the table, Javi, para dito sa Voyagers?
Well, he could definitely bring a lot of firepower on the inside and in the outside. Very versatile big who can play different positions para dito sa Pasay Voyagers. We saw the numbers earlier. We know that those numbers don't really speak for itself dahil itong si Christian Fajarito, he's actually good for so much more. He could easily be a double-double guy here in the MPBL if he gets consistent playing time, and I think he will get that with the Pasay Voyagers right now.
I think he's one of those players. He's a points per minute monster dito sa ating liga. And you talk about matchups here sa laban na to. No? You look at the backcourt. Puroy Cantimbuhan and Cyrus Tabi, certainly two of the most improved players this season. Puroy has taken over as the floor general here for Muntinlupa, and Cyrus Tabi has made a big leap with his performances para dito sa Pasay.
Tama ka dyan, si Delph. Ito si Puroy Katimbuhan, we've seen him before as the lead point guard para sa Muntinlupa, but his numbers this season have been so different because he's also leading the Cagers in terms of scoring. Itong si Cyrus Tabi naman, we've known him as a defensive dog, but his numbers offensively have also increased this year. So spectacular performances from both of these players this season, and they're looking to lead their respective teams to get a victory here tonight in an all-important game.
And these two players are with our Lyra Punsalan.
Maraming salamat si Delph. I'm with Poroy Kantimbuhan of the Muntinlupa Cagers and Cyrus Tabi of the Pasay Voyagers. Poroy, Cyrus Tabi is having a strong all-around season. Paano mo paghahandaan as you go head-to-head with him na kasing productive mo?
Siyempre, nag-effort kami sa team na mag-viewing. So, pinanood namin kung yung mga games nila para ma-stop lahat sila actually. Pero siyempre, siya yung nagdadala ng teams. So, kailangan namin lalong-lalo, kailangan mag-double effort para depensahan siya para makuha namin yung panalo. Tsaka, idol ko talaga yun.
Maraming salamat, Poroy Kantimbuhan of the Muntinlupa Cagers. And now, Sai, with key players gone sa Pasay, you're stepping in more as a leader. Paano mo haharapin tonight si Poroy na nagli-lead din sa stats?
Siguro dodoble effort lang ako since magkalaban na kami since college. Alam na namin yung isa't isa. Siguro yung effort na lang sa game na to yung mananaig.
And Cyrus, may mensahe ka ba para sa mga Pasayenyos na sumusuporta sa inyo ngayong gabi?
Unang-una nagpapasalamat kami sa palaging pagsuporta nyo sa amin. Huwag sana kayong magsawang sumuporta sa Pasay Voyagers and lalong-lalo na sa MPBL.
Maraming salamat, Cyrus Tabi of the Pasay Voyagers. Let's now turn you over to Richard Tompas for the starters.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the main game of the evening here at the Cuneta Astrodome. Live on Solar Sports. Muntinlupa Cagers versus your Pasay Voyagers. Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Join me in welcoming the starting five for Muntinlupa Cagers Lacan. Forward number 9, Miggy Corteza. Shooting guard number 29, Brian Mendoza. At guard number 24, Kurt Lohera. Playing center number 6, Mark Sarangay. At forward number 1, Marvin Hayes. The head coach is Gino Ludovice, assistant coaches Mark Dandan, Don Bautista, Chico Terona, Paulo Romero, and Delon Hontelano. The team manager Vincent Hardler, team owners Kaiser Galvez, attorney Jamsey and Aya Saicon. And now for your Pasay Voyagers. Playing center number 45, Christian Pajarito. Point guard number 77, Dan Sara. At guard number 15, Cyrus the Righteous Tabi. Forward number 9, AJ Coronel. Also at forward number 13, Dr. Fly, Don Reverente. Pasay Voyagers is led by Marlon Keith Martin. His assistants are Vic Escudero, Hubert de los Santos, Adrian Bocal, Don Moderno, Willie Generalao, and Brian Orog. Team consultant Cholo Martin. The team owners Raul Bacalzo, Mickey Ligot, Lavin Castro, JD Castro, and Leon Calixto Rubiano.
Starting five is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Kurt Lohera, Brian Mendoza, Mark Sarangay, Miggy Corteza, and Marvin Hayes. Ang lima for Muntinlupa. Pasay naman as Dan Sara, Cyrus Tabi, Christian Pajarito, Don Reverente, and AJ Coronel.
Muntinlupa starting with a very tall unit here in their starting lineup. Lohera will be playing the point guard along with new pickup Brian Mendoza. Sa kabila naman, Pajarito making his debut for the Pasay Voyagers, switching places with Warren Bonifacio.
Dan Sara. No Lawrence Paul Victoria, he's moved on. Nandun na siya sa Pangasinan Heat Waves. Bonifacio, as we mentioned, is now with Binyan. Cyrus Tabi at the controls. Bigay kay Dan Sara. Pulls up. The jumper is money para kay Dan Sara.
Ay, kung iisipin mo naman, life without Lawrence Victoria already began when he sat out a number of games due to that injury. In fact, I think he's still not ready to go until, I think, in a couple of weeks pa yata.
Yes.
So Pasay has already gotten used to playing without Lawrence Victoria, but now they now will try to find a way to bring Christian Fajarito into the mix and acclimate him with the flow of things para dito sa kanilang koponan.
Our officials for today's game, Edmar Avis, ang crew chief, Jake Mabandos, Mark Binondo, and Ariel Arce as the substitute referee. Sarangay finds Marvin Hayes. Too strong. Tapikan ng bola. Napunta kay Tabi. Cyrus on the move. Dansara for 3. That's short. Rebound. Nakuha ni Ryan Mendoza.
Alam, maganda dito sa double point guard backcourt ni Coach Marlon Martin is both guys can really play both backcourt positions. So one can play off ball and one can certainly bring the ball up. Pwede sila magpalitan dyan si Dansara at saka si Cyrus Tabi. We saw Dansara hit the first basket of this game earlier.
Coach Gino Ludovice. Kailangan ng... it's been a tough stretch so far for the Cagers. They got off to a really good start this season, Javi.
Yeah, but they finally were able to experience the strength of their schedule midway through this year. It hasn't really been the same compared to how they started. So now they're turning a new leaf into this season with guys like Miggy Corteza and Ryan Mendoza now in the mix para sa Muntinlupa Cagers. Corteza had 7 points against Nueva Ecija in his debut for the Cagers.
When Corteza returns to the MPBL with PBA experience, Christian Fajarito, you can say, different player than Juan Bonifacio. Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Well, they bring a number of the same things, Delph. Both can shoot from the outside. Both are terrific post players. But what Fajarito brings to Pasay is, I think, the shot blocking ability, the length defensively as well, which Warren Bonifacio doesn't really bring as well as Christian Fajarito.
Well, for Bonifacio naman, I think he's, yung kanyang, he plays smarter defensively.
You're right, yeah. That's why he doesn't really need to rely on shot blocking, because he makes sure that the defender has a hard time even before he gets a good look at the basket.
A motivated Christian Fajarito, though, is a deadly Christian Fajarito.
I love that you mentioned it. It's very important that if you are the head coach, in this case, right para sa Pasig, it's Coach Marlon Martin trying to get the best out of Christian Fajarito. You're right, because as long as I've known him ever since he was still in high school, when you push the right buttons on him, when you tell him the right things, he's definitely going to be a force to reckon with.
Reverente at the line. New haircut for Don Reverente.
Pang ilang hairstyle na yan na nakita
Marami
mo throughout his career.
Marami na. This is actually his first team in the MPBL. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. He was wearing this uniform when I committed my single most viral call in the history of my career, and probably the MPBL.
And that's why you will forever be linked.
Forever na kaming magkadugtong ni Don Reverente.
Kaya pati yung handshake nyo parang iba rin.
Oo.
Iba yung pagtingin niya rin sa'yo eh.
Oo. Such a good guy. Ito si Don Reverente.
For sure.
Kinakabahan ako. Alam mo bakit?
Bakit?
Si Jeff yung FD ko nun eh. Si Jeff yung kasama ko. Si Jeff yung kasama ko dito ngayon.
Lako po. Diba, we're gonna... I'm sure this is a different time.
It is. It is a different time. But I'm sure si Don Reverente, a lot of his life has changed since then.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Dan Sara, bigay kay Don Reverente, hindi niya nasalubong.
But also, would you know where Richard Campos got the nickname Dr. Fly?
I don't know. Again, Richard Campos throwing monikers like it was nothing. He called Cyrus Tabi, Mr. Righteous.
Yeah, Cyrus the Righteous.
And Cyrus did not even agree.
Wala, binulong na lang daw agad sa kanya. Wala na siya nagawa.
You gotta take control of this guy. Richard Tampos.
Put a leash on him or something.
Yes. But such a terrific voice here in the MPBL.
Oh, yeah, for
Silang
sure.
dalawa ni Miguel Pere
Already very iconic. Ito si Richard.
and Cyrus Tabi scores inside and crowd appreciating that. 8-3 Pasay. AJ Coronel with a steal. And AJ will lay it in. Coach Gino not starting with Puroy Cantimbuan as the point guard. And Pasay immediately smelling blood. Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Expo, personal karaoke speaker. Every day, karaoke.
At that time, it was Brian Mendoza who was forced to bring down the ball para sa Cagers. AJ Coronel coming on over to trap, helping Cyrus Tabi, and he comes up with the steal and the finish. And these Pasay Voyagers, many might say that they have gone weaker. I'm saying they got more dangerous defensively.
The Voyagers take on Pasig City on July 16. July 23 is a duel with Warren Bonifacio and Binyan. And July 31, it's the Mindoro Tamaraws ang makakalaban nila. And for more on the Voyagers, let's go to Lyra.
Coach Marlon Keith Martin is not denying the pressure. Losing core players Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio was a huge blow, but their recent upset win over South Powerhouse Zamboanga proved that trust goes a long way. We feel the weight of the losses, he admits, but madami naman unsung heroes ang Pasay ever since. And for Coach Marlon, it's all about giving equal opportunity to everyone in the lineup, and that's exactly what turned the tide for them. His belief in the next man-up mentality paid off big time, and it's that collective trust that continues to fuel Pasay's fire. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. And when you have a coach like Marlon Martin who has established a culture here with Pasay, sila ni Coach Vic Escudero, you know, ikaw na player na papasok dito, you really have, you know, it's easy to embrace that because with the way he runs things, no, napaka-democratic itong sistema ni Coach Marlon.
Kaya kung ikaw, if you're playing under him, you're gonna be really very shy about it if you're not able to come up with your best because he gives you the liberty to really flourish. Ang importante lang para sa kanya is he hopes that you do it really well enough to stay on the court. And important for him is that you play the other side of the basketball, which is the defensive side. Doon ka talaga kukuha ng lakas ng loob sa kanya.
And Daryl Manliguez has come in. Naagaw ni Daryl. Tabi on the move. Hayes nag-challenge. Lohera with the rebound. Ryan Mendoza pulls up for three. It's short. Agawan sa rebound. Ryan picks it up. A foul on Don Reverente.
He's now 0 out of 3 very quickly from the outside. Ito si Ryan Mendoza are able to follow up his miss right there with a rebound.
This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
One of the teams here in the MPBL that really display some flawless execution offensively, itong Pasay Voyagers.
And Ryan Mendoza sinks the first free throw.
And now that they don't have their 1-2 punch in Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio, they become more unpredictable.
Yes, tama ka dyan, Avi. I agree with you. And then, they add some depth sa front court with Jeremy Mahinay. And even in the wing, meron silang lumalim din sila with Josh Galliano.
Tama ka dyan. And those two are very dependable players. Jeremy Mahinay obviously brings a lot of defense and physicality. Josh Galliano, I think, still has a lot to prove here in his very young career in the MPBL. He's a veteran of quite a number of seasons already, pero alam kong marami pa itong papatunayan. Ito si Josh Galliano.
Kantimbuhan goes to Hayes. Hayes, the jumper. No good. Marge De Leon, mintis. Here comes Daryl Manliguez, fouled by Hayes. Trying to stop the fast break.
Puroy Katimbuhan has already stepped in. Coach Gino Ludovic is slowly bringing in his usual starters right now.
Play of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ang ganda ng extra pass doon from Sanko.
Pasay already with 4 assists on 5 made field goals.
Salenga for 3. That crims the shot. Hilario, no good. Ryan Mendoza, bigay kay Puroy Kantimbuhan. Domark Matiliano will check in the next dead ball. Cortesa against Tabi. Faces up. Miggy's jumper is money.
And that's the difference with the Miggy Corteza then and the Miggy Corteza now. With PBA experience already tucked under his belt, did not rush that play even though he already had Tabi early on him. He asked for the basketball, but he already was thinking about what he was going to do, thought twice first before executing the play.
Hilario. Yeah, look at Muntinlupa's defense scramble, but the breakdown happening after Brian Hilario put the ball on the deck.
Applaudable the way the Cagers were able to rotate time and time again on that possession, except for that last bit where they were able to get that open look, talking about the Pasay Voyagers.
And Jero Flores with the and one opportunity. Now they're pounding it inside. Itong Muntinlupa Cagers.
Simple spin to the baseline. Sanko being left behind there. Manliguez was ready to rotate and help. In fact, maybe even trying to trap on that baseline, but Flores already flipping up that shot.
And then before that, Hilario beats his man off the dribble and feeds Sanko for 2.
Yeah, Flores had a very impressive start to this season. Big reason why they started the season the way they did. 4 straight wins, I believe, for the Muntinlupa Cagers. And Flores was a huge part in it.
Salenga gets it to Josh Galliano. Sanko for 3. No. Marge De Leon with the rebound. Matiliano. Domark bigay kay Flores. He can shoot from there. Cortesa. Miggy. Natapik ang bola. Inside out.
Yeah, this is a nice matchup on the wing. Galliano against Miggy Corteza.
And Muntinlupa has requested for a timeout. They're down by 2. Minute and a half remaining in the first quarter.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios. Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
Manny Pacquiao is back. He steps back into the ring to face Mario El Azteca Barrios for the WBC welterweight title. You can watch the fight live via Blast TV pay-per-view this coming July 20, Sunday at 8 a.m. Download the Blast TV app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes and head of operations Emery, the head of security Rudy Distrito is right there as well. Flores misses the 3. Galliano flying high for that rebound. Salenga fires and hits.
I've always been very convinced with the way Jasper Salenga has played para sa Pasay Voyagers. Very reliable two-way player para sa kanila. And I think right now, with the departure of Lawrence Victoria, mas madadagdagan ng responsibility itong role ni Jasper.
17-12, turnover Muntinlupa, balik sa Pasay ang bola. Daryl Manliguez. Galliano inside the paint. Josh Galliano looks very comfortable right now, moving without the ball.
That's just a very simple set in the half court. And I think that's something new that they ran here. Little over-under play here, and they go to Josh Galliano, who just curls on the screen, able to get it on the reverse. Nahuli dun si Miggy Corteza.
Defense has to be better there, Javi, though. Baseline ng dali.
And no help rotating rin sa kanya.
20-12, under a minute to play. Warriors with an 8-point lead against the Cagers. Lohera gets it to Kantimbuhan. Nakadikit sa kanya si Manliguez. Poroy trying to find a way through. Kantimbuhan, well defended. Sanko with a rebound. Manliguez fires a pass to Galliano. Hilario. Manliguez to the corner. Salenga finds Sanko inside and the basket. They got lucky there. Pasay natapik na from behind kay Salenga ang bola, but look what I found, Mark Sanko.
Yeah, he turns change into gold right there para sa Pasay Voyagers. But prior to that, you saw how that ball moved from east to west para sa Pasay.
And what a pickup as well, Daryl Manliguez.
Yeah, he definitely ups the tempo para dito sa kanyang bagong kupunan. And no doubt that also a very capable scorer ito si Daryl Manliguez, but he also gives a little bit more spunk on defense para sa kanilang kupunan. I think he fits in right para dito sa kanyang new team.
Manliguez is a Panalay legend in Mindanao. Nahiwalay nga lang sila ng kanyang BFF na si Boom Boom Tampos.
Ayun na nga eh.
22-12. Poroy looking for Ladis Lepalam, who's in the ball game for the first time. Lepalam, shot clock winding down. Sanko, relentless on the defensive end. Sanko feeling it. That won't go. And that will do it. First quarter in the books. And this new look Pasay team looking very formidable. And the first 10 minutes of action.
And they look quite scary right here. You see AJ Coronel getting that nice backdoor pass galing kay Cyrus Tabi. Miggy Corteza leading the way in scoring for Muntinlupa in that first quarter. Josh Galliano off to a good start in his debut for the Pasay Voyagers. The Voyagers playing excellent team basketball in the first quarter, establishing a 10-point lead early here after 10 minutes.
Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And Muntinlupa trailing right now by 10. Their next three games, two of them up against the two powerhouse teams from the south. Binyan on July 15. July 24, they take on Quezon and they get a bit of a respite against Pasay City, although Pasay is still dangerous. For more on them, let's go to Lyra Punsalan.
The Muntinlupa Cagers showed serious fight in their last matchup against the undefeated Nueva Ecija squad, proving na kaya nilang makipagsabayan with the best. Coach Gino shared na kung nasunod lang daw lahat ng game plan nila sa depensa, mas dumikit sana ang laban. Still, it was a performance that reminded everyone of their potential. Coming off a strong start but now facing a losing streak, the Cagers are taking every lesson to heart. With the South Division heating up fast, it's clear every game is a no-mercy game. Muntinlupa knows it's not about how you start, but how you bounce back. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lyra. So the narrative has changed for Muntinlupa. It's now, after a really good start, it's now pretty much do or die from the here on.
Especially in the position that they are in right now. They're number 8 currently, sitting at 10-7 behind the Mindoro Tamaraos, who are at 11-9. But if they do win here today against Pasay, they move into that tie with both Binyan and Rizal with the same win-loss record. So papagitna sila dun sa Southern Division, and that's a good spot for them to be in dahil ayaw rin naman nila mahulog dun sa bottom half ng top 8 because they wouldn't want to figure in that play-in tournament anymore because being there, it just signifies more games, and that means less rest going into the postseason.
Well, you gotta make the play in first. Okay. This is the fast break of the game brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere.
Okay, importante na andun sila naglalaro sa gitna nitong team standings. Itong 6, 5, and 4 spots instead of just settling for 7, 8, and 9.
Oh, medyo matagal pa tong regular season. But the way the season has panned out so far, hindi talaga pwedeng nagkamali halos. The margin for error is just so small.
Lalo na sa takbo ng season ngayon ng Muntinlupa because now they continue to face the top squads dito sa ating season. You saw the schedule earlier in kanilang next 3 games. I think facing Pasay is no rest at all because we've seen some upsets by Pasay City, and they have proven that they are a team not to be taken lightly.
There's Gino right here. 4-0 to start the second quarter. Galiano gets it to Sanko. Sanko for 3. That won't go. Lepalam with a rebound. A chance to draw closer for Muntinlupa. Marvin Hayes surveys the floor. Balik kay Matiliano. Another lefty. Matiliano launches in and out. Rebound ni Sanko.
That's a shot the defense gave them. Open look for Domar. Rattled out.
Galiano, Mintis. Labas kay Sanko. It's with Salenga. 10 seconds to work with. Jasper fires a 3. Too strong. Rebound nakuha ni Marvin Hayes. Patrick Ramos gets it to Kurt Lohera. Back to Patrick. There's plenty of time here in the shot clock. Matiliano actually got hit by Galiano, but Marvin Hayes off the mark.
I don't think that was a very good shot galing kay Marvin Hayes. They still had time on the clock to get a better look.
Felipe Chavez coming up empty on that possession, and Matiliano is fouled by Jeremy Mahinay.
Should have already been whistled for a foul earlier. Itong Pasay, lucky na hindi sila napituhan. At this time, Matiliano going downhill in transition. Nabigyan ng oportunidad. He's gonna get 2 free throws. Matiliano right now, one of the main sources of offense para sa Muntinlupa. Importante that he is online at least most of the time para sa kanilang kupunan.
And Cyrus Tabi has returned. Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances and subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. The Voyagers have requested a timeout. 22-18, 6-0 run for Muntinlupa to start the second quarter.
small detail matters kasi yun yung talaga nagpapapanalo sa amin, our efforts.
Enzo Serrano, basket on the foul.
Wala pang talo yung Nueva Ecija, so talagang kailangan namin pagandaan, lalo na home court nila yung game namin sa...
Wilson knocks down the three.
This is an raise the roof. Manaytay! Oh! He just posterized Miles Canyan. Christian Manaytay, that was nasty.
Abra versus Nueva Ecija on Saturday night. It's the matchup we've all been waiting for dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. The battle for Northern Supremacy. Undefeated versus unfazed. Nueva Ecija putting that unbeaten record on the line against Abra.
That's definitely a spectacular theme to play with. Undefeated versus unfazed.
Christian Pajarito, minti sa kanyang tres. Rebound ni Matiliano. Domark, nagmamadali, gets it to Lepalam up against Pajarito. Ladis, drop step, no, rebound, Salenga. Chavez, Pajarito running the floor. Trying to match up against Lohera. Galliano is blocked. Lepalam saves it to Lohera. Matiliano drives left, shoots. That will count.
That should count. Incredible control with the basketball. Galing kay Domark Matiliano, going to his strong side. Little bump there issued by Salenga. But Matiliano staying strong with the rock.
And defenders use that bump to throw off the scorer, the one with the ball. But you know, Domark Matiliano, one of the more remarkable marksmen dito sa ating liga.
Tama ka dyan. And you know, in tight situations, he has been relied upon in different times by the Muntinlupa Cagers, then and now.
Napahinga muna si Marvin Hayes, pinasok na si Miggy Corteza to match up with Josh Galliano. Ito rin yung sinasabi natin, you know, that Miggy can play the 4 as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, Josh is playing the 4 for Pasay.
He's also done that in the past, playing for Coach Mike Sagigit in Parañaque. And also in his time with the Cowboys earlier this season.
Counter steal, Tabi. Natrasan ang depensa ni Lohera. Inside, Galliano with a reverse.
And you see the versatility in which they play with. That's the reason why they're able to switch between different positions. Dahil yung kanilang repertoire talagang nagmamatch dun sa maraming posisyon na pwede nilang laruan.
Patrick Ramos, 7 to shoot. Ramos to Lepalam. There's a foul on the pass.
That's the advantage when you have a guy as tall as Ladis Lepalam rolling to the basket. You can just throw it up and expect him to catch it.
The assist of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Corteza had to try and stunt there Cyrus Tabi when he jump stop just near the free throw line. Kaya lang wala nang nag-rotate dun para makahelp kay Josh Galliano. Masyado nang malayo. Ito si Ladis Lepalam.
Patrick Ramos at the line gets the first free throw to drop. Among the people watching us right now, Roy Kayanan, our good friend, and Rob Chua. Gandang gabi sa inyo.
Happy viewing po.
Ramos unable to get that one in. Lohera rattles that one home. on the stick back. And then we are now tied at 24.
And when I saw this game on the schedule, I was absolutely excited to cover it because I know both of these teams, the hunger for victory and just the way that they play, they're an excellent matchup with each other.
Excellent matchup. There's youth there. There's a bit of experience. Pajarito continues to misfire from beyond the arc.
And of course, the new storylines because of the new faces on these squads.
Matiliano misses the three. Back the other way. Pasay. J.R. Chavez stops at the three-point line. That's short. Rios with the offensive rebound. Nagawan sa rebound. Pajarito gets hit, but puts it in for two.
Clean challenge in the front by J-Boy Gob. But Corteza hitting Pajarito on the head. Trying to block the shot from behind. There you go. Christian Pajarito now at 5 points in his debut for the Pasay Voyagers.
Gets that one to drop. 27 to 24. 4:25 remaining in the half. Nakaagaw ang Pasay. Pajarito. No. Reverente. Still no good. Pajarito turns around and puts it in.
At ang diferensya rin ni Christian Pajarito at saka ni Warren Bonifacio, you saw the speed at which he tried to catch that basketball with on the other side defensively before that putback attempt. He was responsible also for them getting that turnover.
And Patrick Ramos with the answer. Balik sa tatlo ang kalamangan dito ng Pasay. 29 to 26. Pajarito not connecting with Tabi. Tabi wanted him to dive to the basket.
Di pa nagkakaintindihan doon ang mga bagong teammates na si Tabi at si Pajarito. But see here, Patrick Ramos getting the step on Dan Sara. Was fresh off the bench on that defensive stance.
Ganda rin yung pick na binigay doon. Ramos, they go down low to Sarangay against Pajarito. Corteza. Atake ni Miggy, he puts it in. Now just a 1-point lead para sa Pasay. Dan Sara, that's a three, got it.
He's been very efficient so far. Ito si Dan Sara. I must say he must be on some sort of slump offensively. He hasn't been taking a lot of good shots the past few games. But here, 5 points. I don't think he's missed yet from the outside.
Lohera, free throw line jumper, in and out. Nagawan sa bola, nakuha ni Don Reverente, bigay kay Rios. Jordan. That's Cyrus Tabi with the basketball. Cyrus trying to split the double team. And he gets hit.
Quite the hit. Ran onto the left side of Mark Sarangay's body. Medyo nahuli lang kasi naman talaga yung reaction ni Sarangay. You see him here walking up to Cyrus Tabi and apologizing for it.
Oo nga. Katamaan yung tuhod. Tabi is going to try to shake this one off. Mr. Righteous.
He's tough as nails.
Tormenting his former team in the last game with 21 points. Dan Sara, 8 seconds to work with. Sara, bigay kay Tabi. Tabi, the sidestep, no offensive rebound na kay Cyrus pa rin. Labas kay Pajarito, a three. Yes! Christian Pajarito extends the lead to 7. To his first three of the game for Pasay.
And he is less gun-shy compared to Warren Bonifacio. Ito si Christian Pajarito.
Parang ganun din. Parang ganun din. 10 minutes of action para kay Christian Pajarito already with 11 points. Matiliano misses. Third rebound para kay Pajarito. Sara to Reverente. Christian, top of the key, atake on Marvin Hayes, and Christian Fajarito showing Pasay the whole package here in the second period.
And he wants to say, hey, you made the right decision. You want me? You got me.
Lohera. Fajarito ready to help Marvin Hayes now. 9-point lead for Pasay, and it's a turnover. Balik sa Voyagers ang bola. This is the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
You know, Sadelf, I believe many people walking into this venue were doubters on this particular move by Pasay to bring in Christian Fajarito for an already tested Warren Bonifacio. But here he is, turning a lot of these fans into believers at this point. It just misses a three there.
Yeah, Coach Marlon has asked for a timeout. 37-28, 55 seconds remaining in the first half. We'll be right back. Pasay prevailed over Zamboanga Sikat Families Brand Sardines, 75-63 here in their home floor. This was during the final hours of our trade deadline.
You're right. And the final minutes of Warren Bonifacio in a Pasay uniform, he actually led this particular team to that victory moments after finding out that he gets traded for Christian Fajarito. And in that game, that was actually a game where we saw Zamboanga off to a nice start. They wanted to follow up their victory in the last game with another win. This was 2 games after their loss to the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. Zamboanga led by 5 after 1, but then Pasay scored 22 points in the second quarter compared to Zamboanga's 11. And that really set the tone for the entire game. Di na nakabalik ang Zamboanga after that.
Really interesting. Pasay. I was actually here, Javi, after that game. Abang ako sa trading. Parang ano eh. Parang si Woods eh. Hindi ako pwede kay Shams kasi bata yung Shams eh. Si Woods may edad na eh.
Kaya pagkatapos ng laro na rin na yun, nakita ko rin si Daryl Manliguez nandito rin eh.
Yeah. It was interesting. It was a very eventful window.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I can't wait to see all of the other players who have not yet played for their new teams.
That's a good look. Abarcar. No. And that will do it. Ating first half in the books. Christian Fajarito. All eyes were on him. How good will he be replacing Warren Bonifacio on this lineup? Well, he was pretty good in that first half.
There's your answer right there. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 10 in the second quarter for the former Binyanta Takjel player, only averaging 6 points per game this year. Well, that's absolutely about to turn around, especially by the way that he's playing. 7-point lead para sa Pasay.
Small detail matters kasi yun yung talaga nagpapapanalo sa amin. Our efforts.
Serrano, basket from the foul.
Wala pang talo yung Nueva Ecija, so talagang kailangan namin pagandaan, lalo na home court nila yung game namin sa...
Wilson knocks down the 3.
Raise the roof! Manaytay! Oh! He just posterized Miles Canyan! Christian Manaytay, that was nasty!
Welcome back to the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. It is halftime of our main game between the Pasay Voyagers and Muntinlupa Cagers. Muli, ako po si Lyra Ponsalan and I'm with the team manager of the Muntinlupa Cagers, Sir Vince Carter. Sir Vince, with Muntinlupa currently experiencing struggle with their losing streak, what were the key reminders for the players?
Well, we kept on reminding them kung what gave us the victory in the early part of the season. No? So sabi nga namin, just go back where we started. No? Kung paano tayo nanalo nun. So yun lang naman yung babalikan namin. And we have to also believe in ourselves na yun lang naman yung wala naman ng ibang naniniwala sa amin kundi kami. So we really need to trust each other and go back where we started from.
And what do you think are the needed adjustments for this crucial second half?
I think we should focus more on our defense, no? Like kasi yung Pasay, although they are small, pero they keep on moving eh. So I think yun yung nagiging advantage nila over us. So nawawala yung advantage naman namin being the bigger team. So I think we just need to double our efforts, no, depending the small guys ng Pasay.
And Sir Vince, any greetings?
Yeah, I would like to greet the people of Muntinlupa, Mayor Rufy Biason, Vice Mayor Pani Teves, the people of Camarines Norte, ganoon din ang aming team owner, si Mayora Gemsi, Boss Aya Saicon, Kaiser and Grace Galvez, our team sponsors, Tel Athletics, Hope Spirits, ganun din yung mga taong sumusuporta sa amin sa Muntinlupa. Maraming salamat sa inyo. And also my wife and my kids. Yeah, that's it.
Maraming salamat, Sir Vince Carter, the team manager of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Pac is back. 8-division champ Manny Pacquiao makes his triumphant return. In his way stands WBC champion Mario Barrios.
Legendary.
Plus Fundora versus Zoo 2 in an epic rematch.
What a gutsy battle!
And Pitbull runs it back against Angel Fierro.
Can you say fight of the year?
It's a stacked night of hard-hitting title fights.
From Barangay 34. One check lang, Edison, nakasunod mo. Baka makatsambahan mo. Pwede pumuelo. Edison mula, sumama na yung mga tabayan dyan. Pasa na yan, come on. Good luck, Edison mula. Here we go. Ay! Malapit na. Thank you for joining. Wala naman sa Lagarisa, si Giancarlo Manquil. Good luck, Giancarlo Manquil. Ito na si Giancarlo. Medyo gamitin. Thank you. Last but not least, wala naman sa bagong barrio. Kalawakan si Ryan Fernandez. Galing mo, Ryan. Maraming shooter sa bagong barrio. Baka isa na doon. Ito na si Ryan Fernandez. Thank you for joining. The Alex Suzuki Half-Court Shot Challenge. The official motorcycle partner of the MPBL. Hang on tight for the second half between the Muntinlupa Caterers Nakan and your Pasay Voyagers.
$37-30 lamang ang Pasay Voyagers against the Muntinlupa Cagers at the break dito sa Pasay Astrodome. And Pasay did get off to a really good start, but Muntinlupa fighting back in the second period, tying it up at 24. But Pasay, again, with their new signing, brought in via trade from Binyan, Christian Pajarito, with a sparkling second quarter performance, propelling them to this 7-point advantage.
Yeah, Pasay was able to outscore itong Muntinlupa 13-6 in the last 5 minutes of that second quarter, and a lot of that came from that man on your screens, Christian Pajarito. 13 points so far in this game. If you look at the numbers here, it was a lot of the turnovers actually at the start of the game, particularly that hurt Muntinlupa, and that kind of continued in that stretch the last moments of that second quarter. 10 turnovers against 6, which Pasay turned into 13 turnover points. While dun sa 6 turnovers ng Pasay, 2 puntos lang ang nai-convert ng Muntinlupa Cagers.
No Cyrus Tabi, no Jasper Salenga among the leading scorers. And it's a good sign because everyone else is stepping up, including itong si Dan Sara, the veteran playmaker. He was a plus 10 in that first half. And, the Coach Gino starting with no point guard, no natural point guard in the start of the game. Doon nakalamang ang Pasay kahit papaano.
Tama ka dyan. As we see here, the comparison this season between these two teams, in terms of offense, they're not really very high scoring, both in the bottom half of our season standings in terms of scoring the basketball, 77.6 para sa Muntinlupa, and Pasay at the 17th mark. But here, it's really in the defense which they really focus on, both in the upper half ng ating team standings dyan sa particular department na yan.
Muntinlupa has been warned for delay of the game.
Kakalabas lang nila eh.
Medyo natagalan sila sa locker room.
And just as Lana mentioned in her report earlier, this is particularly this stretch of the season. This is practically do or die right now para sa Muntinlupa each game.
Pajarito fires a three. That's short. Rebound. Patrick Ramos na kasabay si Brian Mendoza, Domar Patiliano, Ladis Lepalam, and Miggy Corteza. Ramos gets it to Matiliano. Binabantayan ni Salenga. Corteza isolated against Pajarito. Miggy, spin move, no. Ladis with a putback, still no go. And on the third opportunity, the Cagers score 4 points now para kay Ladis Lepalam.
I think they got the shot that they wanted. They set up Corteza on the isolation against Pajarito. Good thing Lepalam was there getting some good second and third efforts with those couple of offensive rebounds leading to the putback.
Sanko, a three. That won't drop. Rebound ni Corteza.
And compared to the unit that started the game for Muntinlupa, you now have Patrick Ramos at the point guard spot. Did not really play a lot in the first quarter. Saw action in the second period. Right now with a chance to set the tone for the Cagers here in the second half.
Well, he gets tied up by Daryl Manliguez. So, balik dito sa Muntinlupa. Possession arrow sa kanila. Ramos with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Patrick, the turnaround, fade away. That won't work. A lot of grabbing underneath. The whistle going against Muntinlupa, Miggy Corteza. That's his former teammate, Mark Sanko there.
Yeah, correct. Nice matchup we have at that 4th spot.
Poroy Cantimbuhan has returned. In place of Patrick Ramos, Daryl Manliguez back at the controls for Pasay.
Talagang pinahirapan ni Daryl Manliguez si Patrick Ramos dun sa kanyang huling tira, which forced the hand of Coach Gino to insert Poroy Cantimbuhan quickly into the game.
And that is off Christian Pajarito.
Yeah.
Oh, they forgot about Ladis Lepalam. Recover ang mga naka-pink. Ladis spins and puts it in.
They are definitely very happy to see the huge improvement that Lepalam has had with his post-game, his footwork. Kasi yan talaga ang trinabaho sa kanya when he was with Cebu. They're really trying to speed up his development in that area of his game. As we see Salenga knocking down his second three-pointer of the game.
Mr. 3-and-D for Pasay, Jasper Salenga.
Indeed.
Cantimbuhan airballs the three. And he's been struggling. Ito si Poroy Cantimbuhan.
He's still scoreless in this game, Sidelf.
Yeah, 3 assists and a couple of turnovers. And this is the three-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
Everybody was behind itong si Miggy Corteza. So nobody to help there on Jasper Salenga.
Coronel attacks the closeout. That will mean free throws para kay AJ Coronel.
Coronel this season has been the usual steady source of energy and effort in the wings para sa Pasay Voyagers.
Meanwhile, let's check in with Lyra Ponsalan.
For Jasper Salenga, that big win against Zamboanga was not just an upset, it was a statement. He said one of his biggest challenges right now is sharpening his decision-making, especially under pressure. But in that game, the team's composure and chemistry made all the difference. He highlighted how that victory revealed the deeper connection between Pasay's players and coaching staff. Kahit kami ang underdog, lumalaban kami kasi buo kami. Yung trust sa isa't isa, coaches and teammates, that's our real strength. Jasper believes that kind of unity is what makes any system work, and that it's what will carry them through this challenging stretch. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. We've harped about the culture and the chemistry and the togetherness of this Pasay team. And it's probably one of the tightest bonds between players and coaches in this league. And Coach Marlon and the rest of the Voyagers. And ito si Jasper Salenga just underscoring that fact.
Which is why I believe, it was an incredibly tough decision for both management and Coach Marlon Martin and his staff to let go of both Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio. Dahil panigurado naman talaga, and it's been confirmed that a lot of teams have already been asking for their services even before the trade deadline.
Those two players, Javi, alam natin na, they're pretty much the faces of the franchise, and let's foul on Brian Mendoza. Tinignan muna kung kailangan i-upgrade, so just a regular foul. Minsan at some point in your career, you really have to spread your wings as well.
And Pasay just giving them the opportunity to do so while also not sacrificing a lot on their part. And dahil we're seeing in this game so far, so good. Kanilang mga bagong pieces. Christian Pajarito, Josh Galliano, Daryl Manliguez has been providing some help defensively, trying to neutralize the point guards of these Muntinlupa Cagers.
Gladys Lepalam coming over to his college teammate, Mark Sanko.
A lot of former Blazers in this game.
Yeah, Miggy Cortez as well. And they will challenge this. Coach Gino Ludovice. 42-34. 8-point lead for the Voyagers. 6.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. We will be right back.
The Muntinlupa Cagers challenge was successful.
So it's a clean block para dito kay Ladis Lepalam. Successful challenge for Muntinlupa, caught him up top.
And there you see that awkward lang yung naging bagsak doon ni Mark Sanko. That's why they tried to rule it as a foul initially.
Sanko inside.
That's off Fajarito.
And trying to find Fajarito sa ilalim. 42-34 is the count. 6.5 minutes to play. An offensive foul on Patrick Ramos.
It hasn't been a very good third quarter for Patrick Ramos. He's had a hard time going up against multiple defenders. Kanina si Daryl Manliguez, ngayon naman Jasper Salenga drawing the offensive foul against Patrick Ramos.
Pajarito. Binigay kay Jasper Salenga. Christian fires a three. does not get the bounce. Muntinlupa, Corteza off the back of the rim. Corteza is fouled by Manligues.
A long shot usually means a long rebound. Miggy Corteza's shot attempt from the outside, bouncing all the way near him, but Katimbuhan was there to chase it down, and then Corteza making himself available for that cut to the middle.
And Miggy, he's going to be a key piece here for Muntinlupa. Miggy Corteza.
He adds a lot of versatility, and I think really, you know, when you're a guy that gets up to the PBA and goes back down here to the MPBL, you're definitely...
Goes back here, okay? Back here.
Back here. Sorry, yeah. Played for Marikina nga pala.
Oh, he played Conte. Fajarito spins. Ooh, he babied that one. Oh, andun na siya. And the pass.
Grabe yung depensa mo doon, boss ah. Very quick to the basketball right there. My partner sa Delf Tupas.
Kinabahan ako para sa katabi ko.
May hawak pang drink eh.
Oo, grabe oh.
Ayun oh, grabe oh. Bilis ng reaction.
Si Ton lang yung concern ko eh. Wala naman akong pakialam sa iba.
Well, he was holding a drink. That could have really spilled over to him kung tinamaan yun.
Oo nga. 42-36 now. Mendoza on the run. Grayan leaves it. Blocked! Galliano erases the shot from Corteza. A three from Jasper. Got it!
What a very painful, heartbreaking sequence to be witnessed right there by the Muntinlupa Cagers. You have an open look, you give it up. Brian Mendoza trying to be a little bit more unselfish, giving it up to Miggy Corteza, who was blocked. And then on the ensuing play, you go for a three. Itong Pasay, Jasper Salenga knocking it down. Hindi makasagot si Brian Mendoza.
45-36. Sanko to Galliano. Josh. The one-hander, easy too.
7 points in less than 8 minutes of floor play para kay Josh Galliano sa laro na to.
Puroy, his team staring at an 11-point deficit. Lades turns around and puts it in.
That's an added weapon to his arsenal. Aside from the improved footwork and post moves, that fall-away jumper has also been one of the things that he has worked on.
Sanko off the mark. Mendoza goes to Katimbuhan. Puroy. Miggy. Labas muna kay Kurt Lohera. The long hands of Sanko breaking that one up.
And that's a lot of familiarity as well, going against each other in multiple practices during their collegiate years. Ito si Sanko at saka si Corteza.
Jeremy Mahinay is back on the floor kasama si Don Reverente. Sarangay, Raflores, Matiliano, Abarcar are also on the floor for Muntinlupa. Little Pinoy step there from Domark. That won't work. Raflores on the turnaround. But there's a foul.
Oh, you love the fight being shown by those guys underneath, really trying to get it for themselves. I thought they had an open look on the corner. Lohera was wide open. You had Abarcar open up top. Still a positive thing here for Muntinlupa. Matiliano is at the line for two.
Meanwhile, let's go to Lyra Ponsalan.
Domark Matiliano knows what's ahead of them tonight. An all-heart, all-hustle Pasay squad that's riding high on unity and momentum. Pero kung grit ang labanan, game na game siya. For me, ready lang talaga ako kahit na pisikalan at kahit mahirap, di ako bibitaw. His mindset laging kulang pa. That's how he keeps pushing himself to give more. Lalo na't pare-pareho silang gutom for a win. Ubusan ng hangin to para sa Cagers, he said. Kasi kami lahat, miss na miss ng manalo. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Naira. 47-40. Tabi. Binigay kay Galliano, unable to control the pass from Cyrus. Cyrus the righteous.
Only the 9th turnover in this game for the Voyagers, and I think Muntinlupa got lucky there. Again, you see the Voyagers moving that ball quickly. Ang bilis nila magdesisyon. No longer than 2 seconds with the basketball. Just couldn't hold on to it. Ito si Josh Galliano.
Well, Lohera knocks down the 3, and Muntinlupa staying within striking distance, 43-47. 2.5 minutes to play here in the third. Jeremy. Binigay kay Damian Lasco. Flores is there to meet him. Tabi, the crossover. Tabi in the lane, gets blocked. Abarcar comes away with the loose ball. Binigay kay Domark Matiliano. Matiliano the crossover. Matiliano finds Sarangay. And a hard foul from Don Reverente on Mark Sarangay.
You love the patience exhibited there by Muntinlupa. Matiliano did not force the issue. He saw the defense coming at him the same way Mark Sarangay did not force up a shot right away.
Sarangay at the line. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Sarangay could not convert the first free throw. Muntinlupa 12 of 14, 12 of 15 at the free throw line. No for 2.
That turned out to be a good foul para sa Pasay, preventing Muntinlupa from coming to within a basket.
Tabi, binabantayan ni Barcar. Jeremy Mahinay. Atake si Jeremy. Could not get that one in off the glass. Flores, nagmamadali. Binigay kay Abarcar. Gets it to Lohera now. JR, 12 seconds to work with. Flores. Fade
That's
away.
a foul.
Grabe yung tulak doon. Don Reverente got away with it.
Definitely got away with it. Kitang-kita yun from our vantage point. Absolutely threw him off his balance.
Parang ayaw lang kitang depensahan. Tinulak na lang. 47-43. Tabi. Binigay kay Galliano. Lohera able to stay in front. Tabi. Nutoy Abarcar, terrific defense. Lasco with the runner. That won't work. Reverente, bigay kay Lasco. Galliano. Mahinay sa ilalim. Jeremy is foul.
No, it was a clean block. Muntinlupa also keeping in step defensively, and I'm sure it's really frustrating that they didn't get the call in their favor. They thought it was last touch on Mahinay still. Abarcar, quality minutes para sa Muntinlupa trying to defend Cyrus Tabi.
Lasco, jumper, got it.
Sobrang sakit doon.
49-43. Gabi, hindi rin bumibigay itong Pasay.
They're not gonna fold easily, especially playing here in the Astrodome. That is their stronghold.
Sarangay misses. Bigay kay Flores. Fires a 3. Got it!
Big basket by J.R. Flores. Answering back that three-pointer ni Damian Lasco.
It's 49-46. Tabi. Nandun si Matiliano.
They can't foul here. Already in the penalty.
Galliano steps into this three-pointer! Josh Galliano with a response. It's back to 6. Lamang ng Pasay. Nagmamadali. Katibuhan erased by Jeremy Mahinay.
He's been making some terrible decisions driving to the basket. Ito si Poroy Katimbuhan sa laro na to. Still scoreless in this game.
Time was not on his side there, Javi, though. Kailangan niya ng itira yun. Flores pops out. He'll take it, but won't make it. 46-52 after 3 quarters. Muntinlupa, to be fair, they took that quarter by one point, Javi.
Yeah, you know, the defense has definitely improved. They made it a point na talagang even late in the shot clock, hindi sila bibitaw.
Highlights of the game brought to you by Sip Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration. Both teams trading big baskets in that quarter. But the Pasay Voyagers are still ahead by 6 going into the 4th and final frame. Magbabalik kami. Our Gixer fan of the game, born for greatness. Masaya, masaya, masaya. Masaya ang mga tao dito sa Pasay Astrodome. And why not? Ang kanilang Voyagers lamang ng 6 going into the 4th and final period against the Muntinlupa Cagers. Life without Warren Bonifacio and Lawrence Paul Victoria. Para sa Pasay.
And that officially begins today. Their first game, actually without them.
Hilario could not knock it down. Rebound, nakuha ni Flores. Lohera. Lohera, Matiliano, Sarangay, Flores, and Kantimbuhan. Ang 5 for Muntinlupa. Reverente, Tabi, Galiano, Lasco, and Hilario. The 5 for Pasay.
You love the matchups that are on the floor right now for both teams.
Now you expect itong si Christian Pajarito to be back. And there he is reporting to the scores table as Flores scores against Reverente to trim the deficit to 4.
Too close to the basket. Ito si J.R. Flores. Reverente allowed him some space for that drop step.
Galiano against Lohera. Josh blocked by Kurt. Reverente gets it back. Inside, Cyrus Tabi. 4 points para kay Cyrus Tabi. Ang ganda ng pasa ni Reverente. Malayo sa depensa.
These moments have plagued Muntinlupa numerous times in this game. They come up with a good stop initially, pero babalik rin sa kanila yung bola and they're able to score on that next possession, really breaking the hearts of the Muntinlupa Cagers, itong Pasay.
This is the assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
That got by 2 defenders in Lohera and Sarangay. They were both trying to go for the steal.
Palayo sa ring eh.
Yun na
yung
nga.
pasa. Yung Matiliano. Up against Jasper Salenga. Domark trying to spin away. Finds Flores. Matiliano gets it back. Launches the 3 and knocks it down.
Big basket para kay Dominic Matiliano. Just a 3-point lead para sa Pasay.
He's up to 10 points. Domark Matiliano. 3-point shooting. 3 of 16 for Muntinlupa. Galiano. Mintis ang kanyang jumper. Here comes Domark Matiliano. Chance to tie for the Cagers with a 3. And Sarangay locks up Pajarito. And Christian is whistled for the foul. This is the Gixxer great move of the game. Born for greatness. And look at Flores eat up the space inside before getting that semi-hook to drop.
Wala na magawa doon si Don Reverente. Hindi na nga siya nakasunod after that drop step.
Lohera gets it back. Galliano is right in front of him. Kurt fires a jumper, too strong. Sarangay and Galliano magkahawak.
And if that's on Sarangay, that's going to be number 4.
No, it's on Galliano.
Okay. Oh, pero baka may challenge.
Ready to challenge.
Yeah.
Ready to challenge ang Muntinlupa kung foul si Mark Sarangay. Ngayon, foul si Galliano, challenge ang Pasay. We will be right back.
The Pasay Voyagers challenge was unsuccessful. Foul on Josh Galliano.
Unsuccessful challenge for Coach Marlon Martin. It will be Muntinlupa basketball. Check this one out, Javi Palanya.
You see there, Galliano really trying to hold down Mark Sarangay. Absolutely a foul, no question about it. Pasay, I think, was hoping that it would be also a call on Sarangay dahil pareho naman sila magkakapit. But I think Galliano was really the one first.
Good job there by Flores, exaggerating the contact para makita ng mga referees natin.
He absolutely sold it.
J.R. Flores. Will this be the game na babalik ang kanyang magandang performances? He's got 9 tonight. Free throw of the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas. 2 for 2 para kay J.R. Flores.
In their first 6 games, he had 3 double-digit outings. 18 points against Bulacan, 25 against Bataan, and 14 against the Zamboanga Sikat.
Well, he struggled of late. No, hindi na siya. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games since he hit double figures in scoring, Javi. He's got 9 tonight. Tabi!
He has really sent out a message to the entire league that he too can be a big-time fourth-quarter player.
Matiliano gets away and puts it in with a left-handed layup.
He's getting his bearings here in the second half. Ito si Domark Matiliano.
We have a tight one here at the Astrodome. 1-point lead for the home team, the Pasay Voyagers, and it's a turnover.
Galliano could not handle the pass. I don't think it was a really bad one. Di lang talaga ng salon ni Josh Galliano.
It's just the play right here. Play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Lohera goes down low to Raflores. JR. Raflores could not get the bounce. Daryl Manliguez with a rebound for Pasay. Alanganin ng Pasa. Tabi will attack. Tabi inside the paint. Cyrus Tabi. Basket and one para kay Cyrus Tabi. And that was a lot. There was a lot of contact there. The look away, Javi. And then the power and the concentration to finish this one.
You see here, going up against two defenders, actually three. Sarangay also tried to come in there to help. Playing another inspired ball game in this one. Ito si Cyrus Tabi here in the fourth quarter. This is usually when he comes alive for the Voyagers.
9 points para kay Cyrus the Righteous. Hindi po sa akin nang galing yan. Kay Richard Tampos po yan. Ang moniker na yan. Ginagamit ko lang. Okay pakinggan eh. Cyrus, nagra-rhyme eh.
Dahil hindi na siguro i-report ni Lyra, nasabi niya na kanina kasi na ito si Cyrus Tabi and his fiance are actually celebrating their 6th anniversary today as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Okay. Okay, kaya nandito.
Oo. Watching intently from the stands.
It should be a memorable night if Pasay does end up with a W.
Truly.
May oras pa silang mag-date. Okay. Marami
meron
pang location dito na
maraming malapit
buhay
dito.
na buhay. Oh, Fajarito with a 3. This is where 16 points para kay Christian Fajarito. Ito yung maganda rin kay Christian Fajarito. He surprises you with a lot of things.
Tama ka dyan. And he's not afraid of the big moments, si Del. Ooh! Big call. Corteza called for the offensive foul.
And that is... Oh, they will challenge it. And then this 3 right here from Christian Fajarito. All of a sudden, Pasay up by 7. This was a 1-point game earlier. Coach Gino with a challenge. We'll be right back.
The Muntinlupa Cagers challenge was unsuccessful. Offensive foul on Miggy Corteza. That's his 3rd foul.
An unsuccessful challenge for Coach Gino. A 3rd foul on Miggy. The extension of the right arm. Javi.
Yeah, kitang-kita dun sa replay. Deck Jasper Salenga. Good play defensively by Pasay's best 3-and-D guy. Pero ngayon naka-pressure sa backcourt ang Muntinlupa.
But they do get it across. Last touch ni Ladis Lepalam. Can't believe I saw Ladis Lepalam gallop to get a touch on that pass.
He's become a different player this season, Sedef, I tell you.
Fajarito against Lepalam. Fajarito fires. Got it! Christian Fajarito. He's been a silent assassin tonight.
19 points in the game for Pasay's newest acquisition via trade. And we've seen this before, Sadelf. This is not a surprise para sa atin.
And the body language of Christian, he's not that demonstrative. What a pass! Bring out the goggles. Cyrus the Righteous.
Coming alive here in the fourth quarter. Di natin masyadong naramdaman in the first 3 periods, but joining hands with Christian Fajarito here in the fourth. Di pwedeng madismaya dito ang Muntinlupa. Marami pang oras dito.
Yeah, that puts a stop to that run. That was an 11-0 run, Javi.
This is just a 10-point lead. Over 4 minutes still to play in this game. A couple of stops, couple of baskets could change the complexion once again.
Manliguez putting pressure on the defense inside. Fajarito gets blocked by Lepalam. Nakuha ni Flores ang loose ball, and Muntinlupa will try again. They go back to Corteza against Salenga. Miggy, too strong. Rebound ni Tabi. Pasay with numbers, and Fajarito will lay it in.
Oh,
Plus
may
the
foul
foul.
pa. Terrible foul given up there by Flores.
This is the fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split-type air conditioners. I think if they had a challenge, they could have challenged this. But the thing with that foul is that pag nilapit mo yung kamay mo doon sa katawan, you give the referee a chance to make a decision, Happy.
Tama ka dyan, and that's absolutely what happened there. If Flores was really gonna try and prevent the 2 points, he should have gone full-blown. What I'm saying is, dapat pinigilan niya na talaga, not to hurt him, but just to absolutely try and stop him from getting a decent look. Pero kung hinayaan niya na lang, sana hinayaan niya na lang ng tuluyan.
22 points on his Pasay debut, Christian Fajarito. Poroy launches that short rebound ni Tabi. Cyrus Tabi. He's not scoring a lot tonight, but the control and the composure is on full display. Ibang klase din tong kombinasyon na to, Tabi Manliguez.
Yeah, they may be given a lot of height, pero laban at laban tong dalawang to. Kung puso ang pag-uusapan, nakikita naman natin yan. We've seen that in their past games. We've seen that their entire careers. They have fought tooth and nail against taller guards.
Yan, lakas ng katawan din ni Daryl kasi hindi mo rin
Ibang klase.
That won't go for Jasper Salenga.
This is an important stop para sa Muntinlupa. More important how they fare here in the half court.
Matiliano against Tabi. Marvin Hayes riding the pick. Matiliano nakalusot. Ooh.
Yeah, that could have counted.
Muntik na. And Tabi whistled for the foul.
All is not yet lost for Muntinlupa at this point.
Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Nanonood sa atin, ha? Lawrence Paul Victoria.
Uy. I wonder what's going through his mind.
Well, I saw some of his posts on Instagram. Mukhang nagpapalakas si Paul.
Well, importante rin naman talaga yan sa kanya, you know, after that injury or the injury he's currently dealing with.
Tabi gets it to Fajarito, launches, got it, another one from Christian Fajarito.
This is actually the first time here that I'm seeing a little celebration from him, because the previous baskets that he's had here in the fourth quarter, he's been very nonchalant about it. And I think that's what Coach Marlon has been preaching all season long for these Pasay Voyagers. Not to be too high, not to be too low.
Bagsak si Marvin Hayes, but a whistle going against Don Reverente. Yeah, AJ Coronel has not seen a lot of minutes tonight. Sanko's minutes have also been reduced. But Pasay enjoying a 15-point lead at home.
I think what Pasay has done with this mid-season move is, for most people, obviously they would say, why would you give up the faces of your franchise? But I think what they've done is really more to sharpen the blade dun sa kanilang mga different position. They sharpen the rotation in the point guard spot by adding Daryl Manliguez to help guys like Cyrus Tabi and Felipe Chavez. You also have Joey Barcuma, part of that rotation. And then you add Josh Galliano in the wings to help AJ Coronel.
Barcuma's moved to Caloocan.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
But a whistle right here. Offensive foul. That's the number 4 on Don Reverente. Cagers sue for time. They are down by 14 on the road here against Pasay. We'll be right back.
Cyrus Tabi is beaming with pride for Pasay lately. Bumalik na yung gigil, wala na raw yung mga 50-50 balls, and they're slowly regaining that fearless confidence they had last season when even big teams did not intimidate them. Highlight of the week, Don Reverente throwing down dunks in training. Sabay daw sumali, halos buong team naging impromptu dunk contest tuloy. Pero syempre, Coach M had to step in with a laugh. Tama na yan, may game pa bukas. Tabi said they really felt Don's refueled energy and ang gaan na raw ulit ng mga paa niya. Big shoutout then goes to his beautiful fiancée, Nicole, who's here tonight. Happy 7th anniversary, my love, he said. Pag-ibig pala ang driving force ni Tabi ngayong gabi. Si Delph, Javi?
He is not just Mr. Righteous, he's also Mr. Loverboy tonight. Javi.
Oh yeah. Nagkamali pala ako, 7th anniversary na pala.
Year 7.
Year 7.
Pero malapit na to. Kasi year 7, ano na fiancé na. So ibig sabihin, kakasal na to. Final 2 minutes dito sa Astrodome. But Tabi playing inspired basketball. Mukhang steak pa yung dinner nila a few days ago.
Mukhang, nga eh. Sa Mamu ata yun eh.
Oh! Christian Fajarito! What a performance for Christian Fajarito. 27 points. Sabi siguro yung mga fans ng Astro dito sa Astrodome, nako. Akala ko, laking kawalan. Mukhang hindi pinaparamdam ni Christian Fajarito. Pagkawala ni Warren Bonifacio.
Siguro naman narinig niya rin yung mga ganyang komento ng maraming fans ng Pasay Voyagers coming into this team. And, you know, I believe he made that his driving force, his motivation to buckle down to work, especially here into this first game of his for his new squad.
And look at him go, Christian Fajarito. He's one of those players that I've tracked, you know, during his career in college. He was always gifted. He always had a talent. Always had a talent. The question is whether he will reach his full potential because he bounced around in college. Special deal from 1xBet, scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Nag-Letranto, nag-St. Benil, and you know, he found a league where he can play in here in the MPBL. Had a time with Zamboanga, then Jensan, and Binyan, and you know, there were flashes of how brilliant he can be when he was with Jensan. And you gotta be happy for someone who obviously has found, I think, a home immediately here in Pasay.
And I think, Coach Marlon has made sure that this would be one of the first things that he would do dito sa pagpasok ni Christian Fajarito is to immediately make him feel like he belongs. Because siguro sa tagal niya na rin na nakakalaban ito si Christian Fajarito sa kanyang mga dating kupunan, he knows that Fajarito is definitely an incredible talent and somebody that he can utilize dito sa Pasay. And off to a good start yung kanilang partnership dito.
3 free throws para kay Ryan Mendoza.
And different players, you have to coach them differently. Sometimes there are players who tend to follow your orders on a specific coaching style. But
yeah, and the question now, Javi, with what's with the first game that we saw here, Mahinay and De Leon battling it out, nabitawan. 27 points in your debut. What's gonna happen next?
yes, that is the ultimate question. Can he actually follow it up with at least the same level of performances on a consistent basis?
Mahinay. And mind you, Marge De Leon is a rock.
Oh yeah.
Inusog lang niya Jeremy. 41.7 seconds remaining.
He's slowly turning into a fan favorite here inside the Astrodome for sure.
Very soft-spoken Jeremy Mahinay. Beneath that demeanor na medyo intimidating is the really a soft, a very soft-spoken guy.
I agree.
Now getting a new lease in his career, Mahinay fouls Marvin Hayes and yun yung gusto mo dito eh. No? Obviously, nakita natin to last time with the Negros Moscovados. Got hit with a lengthy ban. Indefinite, I believe.
Yeah, indefinite. That's right.
And then, we thought it was the end of his career, but here he is, picking up the pieces, and he looks to be a very good addition para dito sa Pasay.
I think Coach Marlon relishes in giving guys like Jeremy new leases in their career, providing them with new homes where they could really belong.
Mark Sanko puts it in, and what a closing run here para dito sa Pasay.
This guy was totally absent.
Yep. And that will do it. The Pasay Voyagers unveiling their new players tonight. And it was a convincing win, particularly with that strong finishing kick. 81-64, Javi. This was a 25-9 closing run para dito sa Pasay Voyagers, and they were led by their new player, Christian Fajarito. He is our best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, title sponsor of the MPBL. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Fajarito finishes with 27 points, 5 rebounds on 10 of 19 shooting. But 27 points, very impressive.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he really made sure that maganda ang kanilang linaro dito sa kanyang unang laro with his new squad. Very impressive performance. We hope that he could follow it up with even better performances as the season goes down.
Let's go to Lyra Punsalan.
Christian, congratulations. New team, new career high performance. Kwento mo naman kung paano yung pag-welcome ng Pasay sa'yo for you to be able to produce such points tonight.
Naging coach ko na kasi si Coach Martin eh. So, pagpasok ko pa lang,
alam mo yun, pagpasok ko nung practice, iba yung rhythm, iba yung ambience. Sabi ko, parang welcome, talagang winelcome nila ako kung ano yung nangyari. Sabi nga nila, maglaro lang tayo, tapos gawin natin kung ano yung mga dapat natin gawin. Tapos trabahuin natin, unti-unti nating ibuo, kasi maraming ang bago sa amin. Ngayon, ako bago, so kailangan nating kunin yung chemistry.
And bilang nagkasama na nga kayo ni Coach M before, may mga nagbago ba sa plays niya or talagang andun lang din yung kumpiyansa niya sa'yo?
Marami talagang nagbago. Nanibago rin ako kasi iba eh. Pero yung kumpiyansang binigay niya sa akin, lahat ng coaches ng Pasay, sobrang grabe. Sobrang ilaro mo kung ano yung laro mo.
Christian, any greetings?
Unang-una, gusto ko magpasalamat kay Lord sa mama ko na nasa heaven. Tapos yung binabati ko yung asawa ko, yung baby ko, si Alora, si Rio, tapos yung papa ko, yung Parito family, yung Almasan family, yung si Sir Egay and Mayor Emmy Calixto Rubiano, Expedia Management Investment, My Pet Space Pet Hotel, JBA Security Investigation Agency, NCR Dental Clinic, The Second Floor Bar and Lodge, Capital Restaurant, Medpark Sports, Tela Athletics, tsaka binabati ko yung Pangs, yung Block 28, yung tropang FBR, yung tropang GMA, tropang Bulian. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. Thank you.
Maraming salamat and congratulations, Christian Pajarito of the Pasay Voyagers. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Back to you guys.
And congratulations to Christian Pajarito. New team and a new career high as he leads Pasay to victory. Our games tomorrow, doon tayo sa Inares Center in Pasay City. Makakasama niyo ulit kami ni Javi. Ilagan Isabela, 5-star Cowboys take on the Bacolod Tubo Slashers in the first game. And in the second game, Pangasinan takes on Val City. But in the main game, maganda to. Cebu, makakalaban nila ang Imos Brotherhood. So, tutok ulit kayo dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. We still have a couple of play dates this weekend. And for my partner, Javi Palanya, our courtside reporter, Lyra Punsalan, and the rest of our team here at the Astrodome, ito po si Sidel Tupas saying goodnight from Pasay City.